What's up, you guys? I go by the name Diatonic. I am a music producer slash artist. What's up, you guys? I go by the. What's up, you guys? Man. What's up, you guys? I go by the name. Oh shit! It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. What's up, you guys? I go by the name Diatonic. I'm a music producer slash artist. So I've been making music for quite some time. Started making beats during COVID, add on to all the years that I put in as a rapper and a singer. And I've realistically been producing for a long time as well, but we won't get into the logistics of things. I just only became aware that I was producing the past about 4 or 5. So let's get right into it. We are in my parents' basement. So my apologies in advance if you hear the laundry going off, somebody walking into down the steps, or you hear some creaking. I'll make music anywhere. Let's start making the beat. What I usually like to start with is a melody, but to be quite honest, I don't stick to a certain, I'll start with the drums or start with the melody. I just start with whatever is hitting, you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll get an influence, an idea that sparks melodically or harmonically, or I'll get a drum pattern, a quick 808 pattern, a kick pattern. This beat in particular, I started with this piano pattern that I got from Alchemy. Alchemy is one comes with Logic. This one is the Nouveau 60s organ, and I kind of just played with a little bit of the settings, but I didn't do much. Some sustain level here, vibrato level, and I think I messed with the attack a little bit. But it gave me this. And there's a pad underneath. So there's already a pad pretty much underneath. I already layered it with a pad in it because I liked the sound of the organ itself with the melody. Usually, sometimes they'll come separate. I'll make a pad with a different sound, but this sound in particular, I liked the pad that came with the organ that I was getting, and then I liked the melody that I was getting from the VST as well. So then I added this Pulse 2 effect, which just messes with the EQ a little bit. Honestly, I don't know what this thing consists of, but I just kind of messed around with the settings. That was that, and then I added some RC20, and I increased the wobble, put on some vinyl, for some noise, distorted it a little bit. And I got the wobble idea from Jason Joshua, I think that's his name, the mixer. I was watching an interview on how he mixed Meek Mill's Going Bad featuring Drake. He said he got a hold of this and then turned the wobble up all the way on the piano, and you can really hear it. That's cool. I've always had the RC20, I just didn't use it to the extreme that he used it, and I was like, that's. And then I added some fat effects to it to kind of gritty it up a little bit. I got a low frequency oscillator on it to kind of move it around a little bit, and then that's what got me this sound. And I repeat that, and then I got this vocal sample from this kit I got a while back, this Diego Navi kit. He just has a bunch of perk loops and one shots and stuff like that in here. If I can find this. And I just took out the drums. Used Logic's stem splitter, and I stemmed out the drums, and I just took the voice. I added a little Ultra Boy from Sound Toys onto it, and I messed with the Foreman a little bit. I added some more RC20 for some distortion and a space effect, and then I channel EQ'd it to just get the top end. And I think I was this organ that I originally had has already taken up a lot of room along the frequency spectrum that I'm not gonna have much room to play around with other than a top end and then getting those drums in. So then that sound is, I don't know if you can hear. It really sounds like some hi-hats, Those two sounds together. then I threw in my drums. And then I jumped into my bass, which I got from Omnisphere, the Clip Signs bass. That's this. Oh yeah. And I think I messed with the settings a little bit on this one too to change the attack so that it comes in after this kick. And this kick is just a simple kick that I got from another kit, BWB kit. So and then I threw in a snare, the chop snare. Added some good space to it. And then I layered that snare. Clap. And then I added that rim and I added some reverb to it. I used the Magic 7 reverb. I don't know why I love this reverb. Like I got the Valhalla, but I only got the demo version still, and it cuts off every 42 seconds. It says it cuts off every 45 seconds, but it really cuts off at 42. So it goes from 42 to 45 where it's just completely cut off. So if you're using the demo version, that's just to let you know. It says 45 seconds, but it cuts off at 42 and goes to and comes back on at 45. So I don't really mess with it because I'm like, I gotta either buy it or just like not mess with it or find a different reverb. And this one works. I love this Magic 7 reverb. So this is the one I've been using for quite a while now, and like I said, I love it. This is a chamber reverb that I stuck on the rim. And then I threw in some hi-hats. And that's layered. I just layered that with those. And when I get to mixing, I'll probably have to kickstart this bass, but we won't get into that right now. I'll probably do that. I'll show you how to do that when I'm mixing. All that combined. What I'm actually gonna do right away is throw in an EQ to get rid of that low end on something I should have done a minute ago, but I didn't. To get rid of this, sorry, quite loud. So then now I bounced that piano, and then to give an alteration during like a breakdown, I put it in, I bounced it down, I put it in, and then I added Cymatic's Origin. This is something that 40, Drake's producer, likes to do. He likes to, everyone thinks he said everyone thinks he's low passing everything on his tracks to give it that underwater effect, but what he's really doing is resampling it so that those high frequencies aren't actually coming through at all. So this Cymatic's Origin is something that I like to do, like to add, to give you that kind of effect whenever need be. It was really cool too because it has a lot of tools. Like it has the movement, the chorus, the reel, and the saturation on this this plugin right here. So I mean, and it's free. It's a free plugin too. So that's a plug right there. Cymatic's Origin. Then I added the step effects because I wanted it to arp a little bit. I wanted to arpeggiate. I don't even know how to say it. Arpeggiate, something like that. A little bit, and to cut in and out. And then I cut off the lows. So that's. And again, we're gonna have to cut a little bit of the frequencies when we start mixing, but for right now, it's sounding pretty solid. So sorry, the washer going off. I found this, I think it was on Omnisphere. I already bounced it down and I got rid of what I didn't. I got this plugin from Clevger. It's called Santa Juicy. And it's just really just Santa Claus. Listen to this. It's really weird, to be honest with you, but it's cool. That's literally what the plugin is. Look at his face. I don't know if you can see that. So that's what the plugin does. It's just a random, and when I got it, I was like, I don't know, this is kind of weird, but it adds a weird texture that's kind of cool. So I put it in quite a few beats now. So this is that by itself. I think I went up an octave on it. So that's that. That's Santa Claus right there. And then I added this cool texture as well to that. So these are all the textures right here. Now, the thing about my productions, I usually, when I go in and I record, or when I go through the process of mixing, I tend to add things. So after I record, or even during recording sometimes, I'll think of an idea of maybe just like a random sound, like a perk jumping here, and then in this moment, like a little twinkle, some ear candy. I kind of add the ear candy as I go. I don't necessarily add it all in right away. I kind of I want to hear the vocals first, and then I'll add the ear candy after. But it really depends. Sometimes I'll add a good amount of ear candy in the beginning, which I'm not doing right now, and then I won't add any later, or I'll do it as like I'm recording, or I'll do it as when the recording's over and I'm mixing. I like the simplicity of this beat. I think it leaves a lot of room for the artist, which is me. I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna rap on this thing, and I'm gonna sing on it, or I'm gonna do my thing on it. Thank y'all for watching. Check me out, and like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you. Subscribe. Like I said, subscribe.